Botswana is a semi-arid country and therefore no stranger to drought. But the recent and ongoing drought has put a severe strain on the country's agricultural practices. According to agriculture experts, Botswana, like other southern African countries, suffered the driest February in decades that wiped out crops and threatened to send already high food prices even higher.
We've had prolonged days of extreme heat conditions, and this has been really hard on us because we are a water scarce country. So we don't have any of these waters that people see here. We don't have. So the drought has been really serious for us.
The United Nations World Food Programme asserts that drought is reaching crisis proportions in southern Africa. The villagers here in the central district of Botswana, in a village called Gabujango, are some of the people who are suffering the brunt of the drought. Rakana Marabala has been a farmer for over 2 decades. Her family's livelihood entirely depends on farming for sustenance. She says in all her years of farming, she's never experienced such dryness.
I'm
in the fields. This is what I and my family do every day, tend to the fields. That's because this is how we survive, how we make our food. We are worried that if the drought lasts long, it's going to be extremely difficult for many of us in the village.
The drought is threatening 1 million others in the region with hunger and has forced a state of emergency in Malawi, Zambia, and Zimbabwe.
It's affecting the agriculture sector, the livestock sector a lot. In terms of growing any crops this year, the government has even had to put in subsidies for livestock farmers to help them so that they can keep their animals alive. We don't think we'll be able to harvest much from the fields because there hasn't been any rain.
The major issue behind all of this is the El Nino-induced dryness.
The season started off slightly opposite than the usual, and that's the problem that we have now at hand. But what was different this time around is that when the season started in October, we actually got some good rainfall, to an extent that if you think about South Africa, for example, farmers planted more area now compared to last year for summer crops, up by 0.5% or so compared to the previous season, because we thought that this El Nino of this year will be actually mild, and the dryness would only kickstart at the end of the season.
Aid agencies like UNICEF estimate that up to 20 million people in the region will require food aid in the coming months. Yuli Sanchambala for CGTN in Gabujango, Botswana.